Imagine a man known for his integrity and unwavering faith. This is Job. The story of Job, narrated in the Bible, is one of the most challenging and profound when we think about suffering and faith. He was a righteous man, respected by all, with a large family, great wealth, and a generous heart. He always sought to do good, cared for his family, and above all, was faithful to God. So why would he, among so many, have to endure such suffering? This is where the true lesson of his story begins. One day, according to the biblical narrative, Satan himself questions Job's loyalty. He claims that Job is only faithful because he has a prosperous and abundant life. So God allows Satan to test Job, but with one condition: Satan could take everything from him, his wealth, his possessions, even his health, but not his life. Imagine the intensity of this test. In a moment, Job loses everything: his children, his possessions, and finally, his own health, as painful sores cover his body. He becomes so unrecognizable that his own friends can hardly believe that the strong and prosperous man is now in ruins. In the midst of this suffering, 3 friends appear: Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar. They come to comfort Job, but over the course of their conversation, they end up questioning him, suggesting that he must have done something terribly wrong to deserve such suffering. In the mindset of that time, the belief that evil befalls the wicked and blessings come to the righteous was very strong. Job's friends believed that his pain was a punishment. But Job, even without understanding why this was happening, insists on his innocence. He cries out for a divine explanation, questions, and even vents his bitterness to God, but he never completely loses his faith. The story of Job challenges us to look at suffering in a different way. It questions the idea that God only blesses the good and punishes the bad. Job is a good man, yet he goes through inexplicable suffering. This painful experience leads him to a deeper understanding of God's greatness and the limitations of the human mind. When God finally speaks to Job, he does not give him direct answers. Instead, he shows Job the complexity of creation and how limited humans are in understanding the divine plan in its entirety. Job then realizes that his trust in God should not depend on his circumstances. True faith, according to this story, is not based on blessings or misfortunes, but on the trust that God, in His wisdom, knows what is best, even if the answer is not clear to us. In the end, God restores Job's health and possessions, giving him even more than he had before. But the main point of the story is not the material reward, but the transformation that occurs in Job, who comes to see faith and suffering with a new perspective. In the end, the story of Job invites us to reflect on our own relationship with faith. Can we trust in something greater than ourselves even in difficult times? Can we maintain our integrity and values when everything around us seems to fall apart? Job teaches us that true faith is not one that only accepts blessings but one that remains steadfast, even amidst the inexplicable.